Welcome back, guys, to another Reddit React, or I guess a Reddit review. Not Reddit React, kind of a React, I guess. Um, yeah, I like to do some reviewing of games for free because I've only peaked Diamond, so I'm not like super knowledgeable. Probably wouldn't be able to coach anyone past Diamond. Um, but I can definitely help our gold friend here, who posted on Reddit asking that they generally need advice on something that they're missing or something they're doing wrong. They're here saying that they just feel like they can't win no matter what champion they pick, so that's like a really bad narrative to have. Champion doesn't really matter in this elo. I'm gonna be honest. It probably doesn't even matter up until like Grandmasters. Like until like meta actually. The only reason meta actually matters is when players, everyone in the game knows how to play the game properly, and they're making minimal mistakes. Um, that's when champions matter. Champions power kind of comes into play because people aren't just making human mistakes, right? So it's going to be based off of champion power more often than not. So like in this elo, it doesn't really matter, dude. Like play whatever you want to play what you find fun. I would suggest playing two champions max because switching champions all the time is just it makes it more difficult to learn the game itself. And this is why you're missing things because you're not able to think about the game holistically. You're not playing League of Legends, you're playing your champions more often than not, and then you don't have time to think about the bigger picture of things. So even when you know, you're not going to sit there and blame your teammates for every loss, but it sounds like you kind of want to because you can't win in spite of having, 0 and 12 mid lane or 2 and 15 top. So let's go over a game where we saw like some of your teammates losing. So like I'm gonna give you the honest truth here. Like I will vouch for you a little bit of saying like, there are games that you just can't win. It's just not feasible to win. But we shouldn't be focusing on that. Like when you're trying to improve at League of Legends or trying to climb in general, like there's two phases. There's the climbing phase, like execution of like what you've like learned, and then there's also there's the part where you have to learn as well. So first, you got to go into a mindset of learning a new skill, being uncomfortable with like learning something that's not easy for you to do, um, doing things that just you don't understand as well. So like you're going to lose more games during that phase because you're just trying to apply certain principles, trying to apply fundamentals that you've taken from coaching or or practicing on your own. In this phase, you're going to lose a lot more because you're going to do things that are uncomfortable to you. You're going to look bad doing them sometimes, but it's important that you take time to learn the game, not care about the win-lose screen. Like no matter whose Nexus explodes, it's not important whether or not you get LP or not for the games. It's important that you're taking a learning objective and you're actually trying actively to work towards it. So that's my first piece of advice is that even though we understand that there are games that are just unwinnable, that's why we don't focus on the win-loss. When you're trying to climb in League of Legends, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. All these little things that you learn are going to add up over time. So we don't want to focus on the win-loss screen. We want to focus on if we're accomplishing what we set out to do. Are we clearing our camps in time? Like, are we getting to Scuttle on time? So, like, is our first jungle clear good enough to consistently pull off over 100, over 200, over 300 games? Can we do it consistently and get to the crab every single game? Can we not die on our first round of gameplay, essentially our first clear to Scuttle to the first fight that you have, like either fighting for the Scuttle or making a gank or doing a counter gank and then recalling to get our item? Are we getting our ideal back? So like, are we getting enough gold to buy like a serrated dirk from our collector or whatever Kraken Slayer builds into? It's like I don't even know what Kraken Slayer builds into. I don't play Viego, so. Um, but we should be looking at these things and not looking at the win-loss. We're not looking at what our teammates did and all that. So we should be looking at what we can do to increase our odds of winning the game. I'm going to look at this game. It looked like you had some pretty big enters here. The post-game lobby screen can be really misleading, though. A lot of people think that this matters a lot, but I think honestly, in my opinion, maybe it's a hot take, but this is all like noise. This is white noise. This shouldn't matter to you, these stat lines. It's actually just doesn't tell you anything about the actual game because this is the end result of whatever snowball butterfly effect, happened from these mistakes that you or your teammates are making in the first 10 minutes of the game, first 12 minutes of the game, whatever, all the whole laning phase up into mid game. This Urgot went 9 and 12. Sure, maybe it was his own mistakes. Maybe you had nothing to do with it, but it could have also been maybe you actually had a chance to influence this lane at a certain point. That was a really pivotal point in the game that would have made this Urgot actually been like 12 and 3 or something, or maybe he would have been 20 and 9. Who knows? Um, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna investigate this game, see what happened. It seems like you guys had a pretty substantial gold lead in the early game and you threw it. So I think, man, I just think there's definitely some opportunity here. Even if this game was an unwinnable game, there's going to be takeaways that you can take and apply to other games that will make those games winnable. So let's get into it. First of all, I'm thinking about matchups. So we want to think about our 1v1 for a second because Shaco is very annoying. Shaco's typical clear. I mean, I haven't played this season yet, but like, well, I have a little bit, but like, I haven't been paying attention to like what's meta and what champions are doing currently as much. But in the past, I mean, Shaco has always been really good at doing like Raptors, red, Krugs, and then ganking the lane that it's on. So if he's topside, he'll put a box on his red, he'll put a box on Raptors, start his red buff, and he'll be able to clear this really, really quickly. Like he could clear these 3 camps in the time it takes you to clear 2. So he can definitely just do this and then gank the side lane. And that's typically a really, really strong open for Shaco. He can do that, or if he knows you're starting blue buff, he can do his red buff, and then, or he can actually just do his Raptors really, really quickly, run over here, and actually take your blue. Like he can come over and smite your blue before you're done with your first camp because he can do Raptors so quickly. So he has invade opportunities, and he also has the chance to gank the side lane. Ganking the side lane, you can't really do anything about. You just have to warn your laners that they're going to do it. You can ask them to like ward really early or just play super, super safe. So in this case, you would ask your bot lane to play safe because you know that he could start his red side. He could do the red side clear really, really fast. So you'll tell your bot lane, hey, Shaco clears bot side really quickly, so by the time you're level 2, he can gank you. Be careful. Like, just don't play aggressive. If they do, it's whatever. You can't do anything about it. We move on, right? He gets 1 gank, but the idea is that it could happen, so you have to be aware of it and what you can do against it. If he does do this, clear, and then ganks in the side lane, you see him show up in the side lane, right? So it's a good opportunity for you to actually, if you started your red side, go ahead and invade his blue side. If he starts the same side as you, for example, and does that for like say you started, I mean, you could still do it too here. Like it's really good if you start the same side. That's like kind of the opportunity. So when I go against Shaco, I like to start the blue side because of this pathing, right? If he does this clear and then ganks top lane, for example, if I started blue buff and I'm done with my wolves when he's ganking top, I could just run all the way over here and start taking his camps over here, and then I can gank bot. Right? And it protects my bot side camps as well, in a way, because then these are gone, so he can't just go side lanes, this clear into top and then take my blue camps if I go here. So starting the blue buff is really smart against Shaco's, except that it also opens up him to invade you, like I was talking about, if he does Raptors and invades you. This is where our ward comes in handy. Against Shaco, as Viego, I'll tell you in this game right now, you probably just you go over here, you can put a ward. I would say don't use this little bush thing, this little, what are these, fairy lights or whatever, fey lights, because there's two things that Shaco can do. He can do raptors and run in, which this would catch it, but if he does red buff, he can hop over this wall. Oh, I guess that they added this thing. Never mind, you can't do that. Okay. I mean, he could, but yeah, you could. Okay, so you could use this ward. This is fine. In the past, you'd have to put it over this, like, right here, over this wall, because sometimes he could hop over this wall and then walk into your blue buff. But this is not here anymore, right? The tri-push is there. So, yeah, just put a ward here, and then you would do your blue buff, and then if you see him coming, then you just run away, and you go do your wolves or something, right? But you just waste his time, right? And it's totally fine. If he wants to go over here and clear your blue buff, you just walk over here, get your camps over here, and then you can maybe invade him on this side, right? But I would start blue buff against Shaco pretty much all the time. You can always change your pathing up so that you end up pathing bot lane, because you do want to go bot lane here because you have a Morgana. You have really good CC setup. Jhin and Nautilus are pretty immobile, so this is definitely a killable lane. But top lane's a little rough because they have a Vayne and you have Urgot. I mean, it's doable. Like, Vayne's kind of hard to kill here, but like, it's definitely doable. But yeah, it's definitely not. It's not high success chance, I guess. So pathing top isn't super great, but it helps that you have an Urgot against Vayne. It's not like you have a melee champion against Vayne right now. Urgot's pretty short ranged, but I mean, so Vayne kind of is too for a ranged champion. And then we think about the mid matchup. Ooh, this is actually pretty spicy. Think about the mid matchup right now for a second. It's Yone versus Diana. This is actually a red flag that I always mention in my coaching if I see it. I also even have a video on this YouTube channel that's me playing Rek'Sai against with I think I had the Fizz. It was Fizz versus Yasuo, and I show exactly how you snowball those games or how you win those games. I just played in my win condition. I know that Fizz and Yasuo are both melee assassins, right? They're both melee fighters or whatever. Like, Yasuo's gonna all in. Fizz wants to hit level 3 and all in with his Ignite, right? So you know there's going to be action in that lane, so you want to pay attention to it. Same here, like we have Diana with Ignite and Electrocute. This Diana wants to fight level 2, level 3. Yone, he's kind of actually a weaker champion early in the early game, but he's also taking Ignite, and he took Lethal Tempo, so he's probably looking to scrap a little too. So this is going to be a lane you're going to want to watch out for while you're clearing, is like, you might actually want to pull off of your camps to go influence this lane. Because this is a very snowball-y lane too. They're both melee champions, so it's going to be really volatile. Whoever gets the lead first is going to just snowball out of control probably in mid. So first mistake I see is that you're starting your red side. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not, because let's see what the Shaco does, right? Maybe this is the new strat that Shaco does. So he's going to take Raptors with his boxes, like I said. He's going to invade your side. This is interesting. I've never seen Shacos do this. This is crazy. How did he know to do this anyway? Like, it's kind of weird that he chose to do this, right? He didn't see where you started, so this is actually very coin flip what he's doing right now. Because you could just start on your Raptors here, and then, honestly, I don't think this ever works. Like, if you were on your Raptors right now, what does this invade do? I feel like your Raptors would have been gone by now, right? So this is a really interesting invade by the Shaco. This is untraditional. Like, this is unconventional. This is not like something that Shacos normally would do. I don't think. Like, going all of this way is crazy. Like, starting Raptors and invading your blue buff here makes a lot of sense, especially because he probably wants to be on the bot side of the map to influence bot lane. So this invade would make a lot more sense to me as a like playing in higher elo. It's really weird that Shaco did this. But again, this doesn't hurt you, right? So like, if you would have started blue buff, and he does this, wow, that's really awkward if he does that. But let's move on, because like that's like theoretical La La Land that we're not gonna pay attention to. We're gonna pay attention to what's happening in this game right now. That's another problem to solve later on. Your bot, like I said, mid lane to watch out for. They actually scrapped level 1, which is crazy. Your Diana unfortunately loses that scrap. I'm actually very surprised that they scrapped so hard, because Okay, so she just, okay, your Diana misplayed. I don't know why she's running into the bushes when she has a 3 minion lead. She has 3 caster minion lead. She could just fight in these minions and she wins this fight. Because she also had bone plating she kind of wasted. Hey, she should be winning this, right? But she kind of like stepped out. She should have flashed the Q here, or she should have flashed the knockup, and she would have won this. She would win this 100%, but that's okay. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it. You don't have your Raptors, because Shaco did some weird shenanigans. It's fine. We just clear. That was crazy shenanigans. Like, I was like, what are you gonna do now? Like, how do you even predict his pathing, right? If he just shows up here. I would assume he would have done blue buff or wolves if he shows up here, right? But he didn't have blue buff, so you kind of almost have to assume he had wolves when you spotted him on vision. And I would think his Raptors are up right now, but he did some weird shit, so. Our bot lane has push, that makes sense. It's double range versus Nautilus who can't walk up really. Again, now, like, we know that they fought in mid lane, right? So, like, we should probably be thinking about watching mid lane a lot here. We get the crab. What happened? Bot lane? So we're watching bot lane, As we're doing the crab, okay. Maybe we should have just ran bot. So, like, here after so we're looking at, we should be looking at bot right now. This isn't super gankable, but they are kind of low. On this wave, Morgana's looking for a binding. So we should be probably looking here, right? And we could have probably walked this way towards bot lane at this point. And Jhin probably dies if you show up here. Because you could have snuck around here. I don't know if this is warded or not. Doesn't look like it is. Even if it was, we just don't worry about it. We probably are still running bot here because look how low your laners are. If we don't know where Shaco is right now, because he supposedly did wolves into your Raptors, maybe did this and then cleared bot lane, there's a good chance that Shaco could show up here, so I would probably be walking here to protect them. Yeah, and Jhin does die, but you're late and it wasn't. See, this is something that you didn't get to influence. This was not in your control because you chose to do the crow or the scuttle first. And now we should be looking mid, or this is something where you probably get vision, right? I don't think putting the ward here was really that smart. Our bot lane's already kind of leaving. We need to scout out what Shaco did, right? So like if I was you, I would be very confused at what Shaco did. I would assuming he took wolves, like I said, and done this and then maybe cleared to bot. So I want to get a ward probably around here if I can to get on the Raptors to see if I can find out when the Raptor spawns, you know, and if the Raptor camp spawns before our Raptor camp or before our Krugs do. Oh, we got vision of him there. That was pretty slick. But yeah, we would have vision on him here, which would be really good for us. It would give us some information on what Shaco's doing. So putting this ward kind of sucks. Looking mid. They're fighting right now, so let's like not. We should probably think about canceling our recall here. Yeah, we should have canceled our recall here because Shaco could easily influence this lane right now. And you see them fighting, right? Like, yeah, and your Dyna is gonna die. Oh, she has to burn Flash. That sucks. Imagine if you were here right now. I mean, your Dyna probably doesn't have to burn Flash. Yeah, top lane we probably just ignore. We probably just let them do their thing. Clearing camps is fine here. But look, our mid laner's half HP, so is theirs. We need to be thinking about this a little bit more, I think, in mid lane. I don't think this is gankable. at this point because we are Viego. We don't. Yeah, your W's not exactly the easiest CC to land. Diana has no CC. Oh my goodness. Diana got smushed. I think we could have influenced this though, like, right? Like I was saying, we need to be looking mid a little bit more. We're at wolves already when this happens. So there's nothing, this isn't your fault. Oh, Diana got the kill. I am sorry, that was stupid of me. Okay, Diana got the kill, that's great. Yon just kind of ints somehow. Like, how did she end up doing more damage than him? That's crazy. He has a dagger over her? Oh, it's because of all the minions, probably, right? And her shield absorbs a lot of the ignite. Yeah, the minions too. She has like a huge minion wave advantage there. So, works out. Diana needs to get this wave in really bad. Okay, she gets it in. That's a very unsafe place to back when there's a Shaco in the game. Clearing camps. Okay. This is fine. You told on yourself by hitting this scrying plant. I don't think we needed to hit that. You know when you hit this, it shows up on the minimap for the enemy team as well, so they now know that you're down here. Recalling in the bush is interesting. I guess you can't really go for crab. You don't have mid or bot prio, and we don't know where Shaco is. How close are you to 6? Yeah, you're not even close to 6, so like crab wouldn't give you 6. I think this is a tough angle. I mean, you could probably fish for it, I guess, but look, Dinah has to stay. Oh man, that's rough. Is it because oh, she greeted. She greeted for the plate. Oh no. She needs it to back so bad. She should just back, but she's stuck in lane now. Well, it's kind of a good thing that she's at least in lane. It kind of helps you a little bit. Maybe you should go help her at this point. I don't know. Again, I think we need to get ward over here. We need to get vision. We need to get more information on where Shaco is. This crab is great. How much money do we have? 800 gold. Not much. Kind of sucks. But we do not want to fight right now. We really don't want to fight. Reason being, Diana needs to recall, and Yon is level 6, full HP with full prio in mid lane. So we need to get the fuck out of here. Good. This poor Diana, man. She just wants to recall. Just recall, dude. Oh my goodness. Recall, man! Holy crap! This Diana, dude. She's sitting on 2100 gold. Oh my gosh. It's tilting me. No, you should not be ganking this. Okay, you do not. Oh man, we can't gank this. Diana needs to recall. Yeah, she needs to recall. Come on. There we go. Get the recall off. I don't know why we're doing Raptors and not Krugs. We should just be doing our Krugs. It's because you wanted to gank mid, but let's just go to our Krugs and then do Raptors. Even if you want to stick around mid, just grab the minion wave. Just because you're the jungler doesn't mean you can't get minion waves. You've done enough camps that you won't get the debuff, and you can actually hit the minion wave. You'll get XP, you'll get money for them, so. Yeah, but you missed it already, so you're just wasting time now. You're wasting a lot of time. We see that Shaco's taking the dragon. This is totally fine. What we should be thinking is what we can do on the other side of the map while they're taking dragon. We don't actually know his blue buff's coming up. This is just spectator, but you should probably be checking his camps on top side because there is an opportunity that you could take his camps and maybe gank top, or you can just wrap around and kill the Yon, right? So, but when we go to Krugs, we're way out of the way now. This is just a thing of like, you have to be aware, being aware of what the enemy jungler is doing will help you make decisions all the time. Like, as soon as, for example, like if you just show in a lane as a jungler, it automatically sends a signal to the enemy team what they can do, what they can get away with on the map. Can I like get rid of this? Yeah, there we go. If you show up top lane, what does that tell Shaco in the enemy bot lane? Oh, well, we're not going to be ganked in like the next like minute because Viego's topside. So Shaco gets free reign to say like, oh, well then all of his bot camps are mine and I can just dive bot lane and I can take dragon and I can, you know, whatever. If he shows up and says, you know, like the game announces that Shaco took the dragon, what can you do? Well, you have free reign to go mid, you have free reign to go top, you have free reign to go into his topside jungle and take all of his camps, right? Like, so you want to be thinking about opportunities like this in the game. Taking your own camps when you have free information on where Shaco is just kind of griefing yourself. And again, we're just like, okay, we need to stop the full clearing now. Like, I think it's a little much. We haven't done anything. We're 0-0-0. We haven't influenced the game at all. We're level 6 with ult and flash. Like, we should probably try to do something with our, like, our situation right now. We can't really do anything bot, but what if we just tried to gank top here, right? Like, again, we saw Shaco is in bot lane, so he took the dragon. Let's go and try to make a play on Vayne while Shaco can't respond, right? This is definitely gankable, like at this point. The wave has crashed. Urgot is full HP right now. Sure, Vayne has Flash Ignite, level 6, but we can influence this lane, right? For free. Like, it doesn't really hurt us to do this. Small minor detail, don't do blue buff after wolves, do wolves, gromp, then blue. It synchronizes your wolf and gromp spawn. Minor detail, but will help you in the long run. Did Diana get another kill in mid? Damn, this Diana is popping off, my guy. Shaco shows up. Oh, we see Shaco. Okay, so Shaco, again, we see the information. We need to be looking. When we're doing our camps, make sure you're looking for information on the map. We see Shaco show up on the minimap because of our minions catching him. We see him then disappear into the topside jungle. Guess what you think? What do you think he's gonna do? Oh, well, he's probably gonna do the grubs, or he's gonna try to gank top. What can we do while we're on the bot side of the map? We can't respond to this. It's gonna take us way too long. So we can either recall if we have our item, which doesn't really look like we do. Maybe we do. I don't know how much Kraken Slayer is. It's like up to you to decide. I don't know. Or let's get some deep vision in his bot side jungle. Let's take his raptors. Let's take his krugs. Let's wrap around and then maybe gank bot lane, right? Let's take advantage of this opportunity. Oh, we're doing it. We're invading. Let's go. Okay, we get the raptors. Wow, he even just dies to the Urgot. That's crazy. This game should have been totally winnable. What do we... Oh, okay, an opportunity. Look at this. This is great. Let's fight. Could we have fought this better? We know like Yon's gonna snap back to this, so what if we just camp this? I don't know if it matters. It just depends how much damage Diana gets off on the Yon before he snaps back. Doesn't look like we'd be able to kill him, so no, probably not. I think this is fine. Morgana was a little late. There's not really much you could do here. But again, we're kind of like responding to things on the map. This was fine. Shaco dying as well gives us opportunity. This is totally great. Yeah, this is fine. Shaco dying to the top lane gank, it just gives you opportunity to just come over here and take the grubs, yeah. I'm okay with this. Although, let's see we gotta be watching what's happening mid too. So this is a thing that we can't be black and white about stuff either. Like I said, I like the grub take. This is great. We should be looking to try to take the grubs here. Totally love that. Be aware of what's going on the map, though. We have to adapt what's happening, too. So start the grubs. Diana is kind of low, so we have to pay attention to that. She's just probably gonna need to push this wave in and just back, right? But she kind of, this is not your fault. She just kind of runs in when she probably should have respected that and just like backed off. Maybe we can actually come to mid here though. How long would it have taken you to get there? Let's see. How long does it take you to get to grubs? So 1919 or 919. It only takes you about. It took you about 4 to 5 seconds to run from here to the bush here. So as soon as Nautilus shows up like this, we have 5 seconds essentially to run over there. Ah, yeah, we would not have made it. I think that's just on the Diana. She just kind of overstayed. Not much you could do about that. Even if you weren't doing the grubs and say like maybe you were doing the scuttle crab and pushing it to the mid lane, she probably still dies before you show up, so that's fine. There's a chance that maybe you get a counter kill on the Yone though there, if you are close enough, but yeah, I'm just nitpicking now. The recall here is weird because you don't have your item, right? So like why did we recall? I'm not really sure why we're recalling here. We could just do the scuttle crab, or we can leave and get out of the pit and go around, get your Krugs, get your Raptors. Like I don't know why we're recalling without our item. Like you don't have enough money for your completed item, so what are we doing? And again, you still haven't done anything with your flash or your ult. Like we should just stayed on the map, I think. It's all about reference points, right? So. Oh, dang it, dude. Dang it, dude. Diana's now losing? Yeah, this matchup's really important, I think. Okay, Diana just took a really bad trade. She should not have traded there. That was really bad. She took a really bad trade. Should be watching here though. After seeing this really bad trade, okay, this is like, again, volatile. This is where this should be sending off alarms in your head that you might need to show up here. So I'd be pulling the Raptors right here. You know, I'd be sitting right here, pulling the Raptors around so that I can respond to anything that happens here in mid. Or you could even just go to mid here at this point. You don't even need to hit the Raptors. And like, if you were standing here and you could have been here to flash ult, you probably kill the Yone. Diana still might die, but you probably kill the Yone. Now you can't kill the Yone, right? Oh, unless he just runs into you, right? Oh, okay, he knocks you up. Got it. Right, so like, I think you get the kill there if you just had been prepared for this to happen, this fight to happen. And it's been 11 minutes and you haven't influenced the map at all. And this is kind of the problem, right? This game hasn't been in your control at all. You're just kind of responding to things happening. We need to start thinking about our own reference points and things that we can do on the map when we get information. That is the biggest thing I think that keeps gold players where they are, is that they kind of just full clear with their brain off and they play very safe. And then they just, once they're done with their full clear, okay, I'm ready to do something, let's go do something. And we need to stop thinking about that. We need to be more adaptive in game. When things happen on the map, let's think about if we can do something with that information. Watch our lanes, watch what's happening. If Diana's half HP, like, we need to be really aware of that and just protect her, or just show up so we can actually kill the Yone. So what's happening in bot lane right now? As you're clearing your Gromp, like, yeah, sure, you want to clear your Gromp, but we need to be aware of what's happening in bot lane and if we can influence anything that's happening here. Which I think you could have. Like, if Nautilus is like half HP, sitting in the bush trying to clear wards. Like, he's just standing there. Like, what is he doing? He's being so disrespectful. But again, we don't have our flash or our ult because we wasted it not killing the Yone. Oh wow, Yone got killed again from Diana. So like this lane's action packed in mid, like I was saying. Two melee champions with ignite. And then we're just backing. Okay. We have our item, I assume. I assume we're gonna, or you're going back and you're gonna buy Kraken Slayer, or yeah, it's completed now. How much did you need for Kraken Slayer? That's what I'm curious about. How much is Kraken Slayer? Let's find out. You're telling me you only needed 300 gold? Oh my gosh. So you backed and you were 300 gold off. Imagine if you would have stayed when I said, instead of recalling after the grubs, if you do Scuttle Crab, Krugs, and Raptors, you would have had your Kraken Slayer. You would have had it like 2 minutes earlier. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Diana is just smurfing right now? Okay. This is fine, I like this. Although I wonder if you guys should have maybe, I know this, Diana probably wanted to do the dragon. This is fine, this is totally fine. But I wonder if we try to direct, after Diana gets the kill on Shaco, I wonder if we try to direct her to come to mid and stop this Yone from taking tower plates. I think that's the better play, but sometimes you just have to do what's happening on the map because your teammates aren't going to listen to like the optimal play. Sometimes you just got to do things as a team and just, you know, make a decision. Getting the dragon's fine. Now we go. But he's already taken, what, 2 or 3 turret plates. You missed your W, that sucks. Oh, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. It's hard to hit, I'll give it to you, man. It is a skill shot. But, yeah, we need to hit those. We need to hit those, bro. Yeah, we need to hit those. And we're gonna die to him. Oh my gosh, okay, this is game over, dude. To say that this game is unwinnable because of teammates is delusional, for sure. I don't think you were saying that. I think you were just saying you didn't know how to win because you felt like you were missing stuff, like you didn't know what to do. I think the main takeaway, if I had anything in this game, would be you need to be looking at lanes more and thinking about what you can do when you get information on things. Analyzing your lanes that you need to pay attention to more. I mean, top lane, just left on an island, that's great, totally awesome. But there was that one opportunity that maybe you could have ganked top just because like there was nothing really better to do. When Shaco shows that he takes the dragon and announces it to the world, we can like try to invade his camps. We can try to maybe make a play where he's not, which just would really accelerate your game. Like you need to think about those things. And sure, maybe that gank top in this game, for example, against the Vayne, maybe that doesn't do anything in this game because Vayne just, you know, slams you into a wall with her, like whatever that move is. I don't know what it's called, but you know, it just shoots you into a wall and you get stunned and then she just tumbles away. Sure. But in another game where the same situation happens and it's not a Vayne and it's some like, maybe it's Rumble, maybe it's like a really immobile top laner, maybe it is a Vayne, but doesn't have flash, and she's low HP in doing this, and you get a free kill for it, right? The idea is that you need to start looking for these things because those opportunities are going to rise, and you need to be ready for that to happen. At the moment, it doesn't look like you're looking for any of this stuff. You don't know what you're looking for because you're just kind of clearing your camps and hoping the game happens, it seems like, and you're responding to things happen. Like when you invaded here into the Raptors and then you see Nautilus show up in mid lane. You're like, okay, well then I guess I gotta go mid, right? That's great and all, but like, let's assess if we can actually impact it. Let's assess like other factors like in mid lane, like I was saying, the 2 melee mids is a really good indicator, especially when they both have Ignite. It's a great indicator that this lane is going to be really volatile. There's going to be a lot of fighting. So we need to be looking there and seeing how we can influence it as much as we possibly can. When Diana's half HP like that, maybe there's an opportunity for you to just like come over here and camp this lane for like like this bush for like 10 seconds and see if they fight. And if they don't fight, okay, whatever. We're just gonna cross through mid and then go to our camps, right? It's fine. So yeah, just starting to look at those things of just trying to take opportunities in your own hand, trying to take opportunities of when the enemy jungler shows on the map what you can do cross mapping to get yourself into the game. Scouting for information as well. That was the other thing. I think early on in the game when you did like a full clear down and whatnot, and like you kind of instead of being on autopilot and going to scuttle, why don't we look at the health bars of our laners, like our health bars of our laners and the enemy bot lane, that wave that came back up and we saw Morgana sitting in the bush, like that's just a clear indicator. Guess what? Morgana's trying to land a binding as they walk up. That's a great opportunity for you to just come here and get two easy kills. Instead of doing the crab right away. We didn't need to put a ward here because bot lane was recalling anyway. We don't know where Shaco is, so let's save our ward and put it on the raptors so we can see if it's actually spawning or not. See if we can actually catch him taking the raptors, and then we get more information on Shaco that way. Like deeper wards like that hit enemy camps. For example, another good one is like if you're done with Krugs and you wrap around and do this, and if you think you have free reign to just walk into this bush, you can throw a ward over here and get vision of the Gromp in like the blue area, and then you can catch them coming back to their second clear, and then you have more information on where the enemy jungler is. So just a few tips. Hopefully these help. Again, there will be unwinnable games, but the important thing to remember is that it's not based on the win or loss when you're trying to learn the game. When you're actually trying to improve, do not worry about the wins and losses. You need to just pick something. Anything that I talked about in this VOD, pick something to work on. Pick something that you can try to improve on. And after the game is over, you don't look at the screen, you don't look at the LP or gain and loss. You think about, okay, did I do this thing that I wanted to work on? And if you did, it's a win. It doesn't matter if it was a win or loss of a game. So hope that helps.